Hello, my staratlas family. It's me. We're going to be talking about my first impressions, my first reactions to the staratlas rental program, which has just gone live. It's actually been out for maybe a day and a half so far, and people have been going across and doing a lot of stuff in the rental program. We can see the on-chain statistics. So the beauty of having it on the blockchain. So my friends, join with me as I find out what's happened in staratlas in the last week. Apologies, I missed last week's video. I was a bit busy, but I'm back now. Let's have a look at staratlas, my friends. Now, before we go to the big, rental program, let's have a look at some of the other small stuff that's happened around staratlas. So this is a tweet that they put out, experimenting with procedurally generated asteroid belts. Now, this is something that I was always saying the staratlas should be doing, like using and like utilizing AI, right? But all of a sudden, and they weren't doing it for a long period of time because their thought process was, oh, we want to make sure we have hands on everything, and we know it's crafted to the most perfect and the most beautiful standard, right? But all of a sudden now we're using procedurally generated asteroid belts. I think yes, man. I think everything needs to be procedurally generated, right? This is a small team. If you want to make the game that you think you want to make, you really need to have AI's help to help you do it. So you can say procedurally generated isn't AI. Let's not get into it. You're not the one doing the work, okay? It's done for you. So I really love this, and I wanted to share it for you. So just look at how dense it is when it actually loads up. This is amazing. Imagine having like a pirate fight in the middle of here somewhere, right? How awesome and cool is this? Some kind of like pickup or drop off mission, or some kind of, a pirate spotted in this area, a bounty, and then you have to go and kill them and come back out. Whoa, that is amazing. Look at that. It just looks gorgeous. It looks so gorgeous and dense. That's what I love about it. I just wanted to share that with you guys because, hey, sometimes we got to appreciate the small things in staratlas, okay? Now, let's go on. The next thing I noticed was actually Solana Gaming just this month is looking for gaming ambassador people for the actual ambassador program. So this is pretty cool. There's a lot of Solana games on Solana, of course, and they're looking for ambassadors. I thought I wanted to see where they actually play staratlas. I'm going to play it from the start. Did you see that? So that's one of our PFPs just on the left. So we seem to be second, and the first one is actually Neon Heroes. I think that's what it is. So that's a Neon Heroes PFP, and then that's a crew member from staratlas right there. And then we have something else which I'm not sure. That looks like either Aurori, maybe that's Aurori, right? Not sure what this one is. Mixed Mob maybe. And then these other ones I have no idea. Haven't played some of these games in Solana for ever. Now, that's B. That's the B. What do you call it? The B thing. What's the B thing? I forgot. Honeyland. That's it. Okay, my friends, let's go to the changes in the rental program. Stick with me. I'm going to show you the renting system, how it works, where you have to go to get it. You can rent your fleet as well as rent someone else's fleet. Okay, rent out your fleet and rent someone's fleet. So first off, the community tools. This is very important because I think the community tools in the meantime are a better use than the official webpage, and we'll see. Quick announcements for some community tools created by Sly A, Atom, and Evi. For Sly is now usable with fleet rentals as long as you uncheck the save profile option and refresh. Then you'll be able to recheck the save profile option. It's required that you do this every time the status of a borrowed fleet changes, like your rental ends or a new fleet begins. If you're renting out a fleet, it will still show up in Sly. You'll need to leave the config for those fleets empty, otherwise you're burning soul trying to say, hey, go do this, go do that, but someone else actually has priority over those transactions. Now, that's very interesting, right? So I've heard reports of people renting out their fleets, and then because it's still in your account, because you still own the fleets, you can see what they're doing in Sly A, very in Sly program, or even in the Sage program. It's very interesting, right? You can see it's like you have total and complete visibility on what the person who's renting your fleet is doing. So it's very interesting. And if you can see someone's doing something that's really smart with your rented fleet, you're like, hey, maybe I should do that too. Definitely. Now let's go to Atom. Atom now supports fleet rentals. Posted this heads up for people who are using it. In the first days, make sure to track your rent expiration. If your fleet rental expires mid-route, you might end up wasting SOL on unfinished trips. Stay sharp and plan accordingly. We'll work to improve next days. So yeah, this is very awesome. So of course, if you run out of fuel midway, or if you run out of Solana midway, the transaction is just going to stop because it can't actually process. And then all of a sudden you're still paying those Solana, the Atlas rent fees. And then lastly, EVI. I'll zoom in here so you can see EVI now supports fleet rentals and allows you to view fleet rentals. So we're going to have a look at all of this, okay? But first off, before we look at this, I wanted to show you this little graphic. I don't know why, but I love this graphic. All right. Remember what 2-3 years ago, staratlas was all about the different careers and what you could do. You could be a racer, a miner, do this and do that. I love this graphic, and I wish they brought more of this out. They should choose like a career, like this is mining. It shows you a small picture of whatever PFP. This could be a miner. What you can actually do, investor, owner, renter. Okay. Some of the important ships that you might need for your mining fleet. And that's awesome. And then they should say, click here to start mining. That's it. For this, they should have one for like SDU scanner or data scanner, right? Or you should have one for example, a freighter or a cargo hauler. These sorts of things are very easy for people to understand. Okay, choose your mining career. Maybe when you actually go in Sage, you should click miner. And then you get like maybe a 1% buff to your mining capacity or something like that, okay? When you actually choose a role, because right now we're saying choose a career, but that has no bearing on anything at all. Everyone is super general into everything. We don't have any of the perks at all equipped. So it's very, very like promising for the future. I think that's what I want to say. Now, it's been 6 minutes. Let's actually have a look at the rental fleet program. Here it is. So you go to the main web page, and there is a new button here called Fleet Rentals. I'm going to zoom in so you can see a bit more. Fleet Rentals, very good. You click that, and then it takes you to the fleet rental page. Now, do I have an account? Yes, let's log in. Yes, I'm connected. Oh, come on. I do have a program. What do you mean? What do you mean I don't? Lies. Lies. I have one. I'm already connected. Let's let it load up again so we can see. Oh, come on, staratlas. Why are you doing this to me while I'm making a video? What's happening? Very good. I'm in my program. I've got ships here. Come on. Oh, what's happening? Something's happening to it. Oh, that's a shame. I really, really wanted to show you. Maybe let's take a break. We'll come back to this, but right now, let's look at Flipside. Okay, basically what that was an interface so you could go and rent and buy a ship, rent out a ship. It's not loading now, but we'll come back. Sorry about that. Now let's go and see the fleet rental system in the Flipside dashboard. So there's two places I like to view this. In the Flipside dashboard, which gives you the statistics and the data behind it, as well as EVI, which actually shows you a much better interface for the fleet rentals. No, I don't need to choose my faction. Why is it giving me a faction choice? I already have a faction. This is ridiculous. Redonkulous. Let's go to here. There we go. It's loaded. It's loaded. Yay. I can show you finally. Now, when you first go in, it's got my fleet inventory and then fleets available to borrow. So you have your fleets in different profiles. You can see I have one profile active, which is on my Sage at the moment. I actually have 5 fleets in here, and you can actually click for any of them to be rented out. So basically it has the name of the fleet and then the ships in that fleet usually here. I don't have any cargo right now, and this is a bit delayed. So you can actually just put the rental price. How much do I want per day for this to be listed? I'm gonna put myself up a little bit lower. I'm gonna put here, like let's say 5,000 Atlas per day, and then you just list it for rent. Very easy way to do that, okay? Now you keep going down, it shows all the different fleets that you have. Here's a good one. I have a medium, I have this called a medium miner 2. It's got 10 EOPs, 4 lobies, 8 lobies, 12 lobies, 13 lobies. And it's currently mining titanium ore, so that's why it has that in there. So you can probably list this because it's not at the CSS. That really matters because people will probably rent it at a specific location or another. But that's enough of my fleets. Let's go and see what you can actually go and rent yourself. So this, and it also really depends on what faction you have chosen. because you can't swap and change. Like, you can't just be an Oni faction and then rent a ship in the medium risk zone in the mud faction. No, that's just not how it works. Otherwise, war doesn't exist, you know, or war can be very skewed. So I'm currently in the Oni profile, and then you can see here there's lots of different fleets that people have put up to be rented. Now, the kind of deciding factors is, of course, what is in that fleet, okay? What you need it for, why are you renting this fleet, what's your objective, and then of course the price. So someone's charging 20,000 Atlas a day for one sail barge, one arc, 4 ohms. So that's very much a transport fleet. You can see here it's got a cargo capacity score of 46. Not quite sure what all of what goes into this cargo capacity score, because they're a bit different. But what really matters is this number here. You can see here the actual cargo capacity is 922,000. That is a lot, nearly 1 million cargo. That's huge. What can you move with 1 million cargo? Keep in mind, you can move a lot, but you're also paying 20,000 Atlas a day. So you want to make sure you're probably warping with this fleet just to get the most amount of it. You can warp so much and move 10 million cargo in 10 runs. Oh my God, that's really good. So that's 20 Atlas a day. And then of course people are trying to rent other things out. A Fimble Mamba, PSX4, 4,500 Atlas a day. And you keep going all the way down until you get to, I don't actually, this is one of the bad things, okay? When you go search the fleets, it's only by the actual name of the fleet, not what's actually in the fleet. The name doesn't really matter at all. We don't care about the name of the fleet. It's what's the contents of that fleet. So we need to have some kind of filters here so people can actually go and rent this and find out more. Or for example, you need to, you have a budget of 500 Atlas a day only. You can't actually filter through because you go from 4,000 to 4,500 to 6,000, 6,000, and then it goes to 2,300. So it's not very user friendly or intuitive, which is fine. It's just the first start. They'll do it later. Just add a few filters. Very, very easy. Okay. Now, the next thing, of course, is you got to make sure it has everything required for you. It has the actual crew to do this, because I saw some of them have no crew at all. And that's not good, because I don't think you can actually change. I'm not sure if you can just put crew onto that ship. I'm not sure. But the other good thing is some of them have preloaded stuff in there. Look at that. You've got food. 10,000 food in this camel fleet, a pack light, a hero, a Mick solo, and 103 Fimble air bikes. So that's not bad. That's like a mix between a freighting and kind of like a small mining fighting ship with some really small Fimble air bikes. You don't want to be sub-warping with this, not at all. You want to be warping, because the air bikes will just slow you down so much. I don't even know what the point is putting like a medium or like a large class ship with like these extra smalls. It makes no sense at all. Some of these ships should not be going with each other. I don't know why. They should be segmenting them, because I'll be honest with you, see this Fimble BIOS pack light? I would probably just rent that out by itself. I don't need the pack light plus 103 Fimble air bikes. What's the point in that, right? So of course you got to make sure your prices accordingly, and people do change these prices here and there. So how are you going to do it? You just basically go to the fleet as you want. You find the stats that you want. Okay, this has 92k cargo. That's probably what people worry about the most, because cargo is the name of the game at the end of the day. And then you have a duration here, max 24 days. How many days do you want to rent this? You're going to rent this for 1 day, and it's going to be 3,250 Atlas. Now, what's going to happen is you can say that I want to rent this for 10 days. You're actually going to have to put 32,000 Atlas on lock, so that each day the owner gets 3.2k streamed to them. So you're actually going to upfront lose 32,000 if you're doing it for 10 days. I think that's how it's going. Now let me see something really small, and let me see if I can actually generate one. Yeah, let's go 350 Atlas a day for 145 Logrica, which is, that's probably like a little scanning ship, whatever. So let's go 1 day. I can actually rent this for 350 right away. Okay, I don't need this ship, but look at this. It requires crew to operate. So why? I don't want to have this and then have to get the crew as well. Not at all. Maybe that's the only reason this person can put this up, because he doesn't have 145 crew for this fleet to go and do what he needs to. But anyway, that's that. Let's look at some statistics behind it, which is what's a little bit more interesting. Now, on Flipside dashboard, there is next to the faction infrastructure contracts the fleet rentals, because the golden tickets have gone now, by the way. Let's look at this. This data is a little bit older. I tried to refresh it, but it broke. I'm hoping Victor from AFIA can fix it pretty soon. So basically, let's have a look at 13 hours ago, the data, the aggregate data. So the daily average users of the fleet rental program, there's 178 people generally renting or renter, or like who's a renter or a renting. Okay, who's a landlord and who's a renter? Shiplord, who's a shiplord and a renter. Maybe that's a new career class, a shiplord. You have ships that you like to rent out for the most passive of income. Now, by type, of course, they've got a lot of rental programs that they're probably looking at here, but this is really important. 7 million Atlas paid so far cumulatively in Atlas fees, which is pretty good. That's really good, I think. I don't know how much 7 Atlas is in USD, but that's still pretty good. Now, what about rented fleets? 306 have actually been rented, and the active offers on market are 120 right now for all factions. Now you can see here, this is the fleet rentals. Here we go. There's a few extra things that I wanted to touch on here, but this is the one I wanted, was the potential earnings. I'll get to that soon. So it's such a shame that it doesn't work now. I tried to query the results, it didn't go. But basically what it was it kind of told you, hey, this fleet, with this price that you're paying, if you actually take it and go and mine something else over here, you are making this much more money. And that's the aim of the game, right? The rental program is for you to go and make something more with what you're paying, okay? It's just like debt. You're buying a house, it's a mortgage, right? You go and you put down some money, and then you go and make more money so that you can go and pay your house later, okay? You're upfronting the cost so that later on you can benefit. But I want to go to the next thing is EVI, because this is very interesting. It's much better of a user interface. And at the end of the day, it's all about the interface. That's what people need to see. So instead of going, not markets, where's the resources? Yeah, fleet rentals. On the right-hand side here, you can see fleet rentals have come in now next to markets. So I'm going to refresh this entire page so we see everything that's new. This is delayed up to 4 minutes, so very interesting, very, very up-to-date stats for us. Now, because I am in Oni, you can see all of the Oni ships that are for rent. I can't borrow anything from Mud, I can't rent anything from Ooster, but if you're smart enough, you'll probably have an account in every one, and then you can just go and look at all the ships. But for now, let's look at the Oni ships in return. Excuse me. Now, I always made the point, my friends, I always made the point. There is at least a minimum hurdle rate. That's what it's called, a hurdle rate. There is a set amount you can be making with the most minimum of effort, with probably the least risk that your fleets are making if you make them go and do that. Now, when you rent out your ships, you have to make sure you're actually doing more than that, or you're getting more back from that. If you have a fleet that can go and mine CSS that can mine hydrogen at the CSS, not very profitable, but if you can go and mine hydrogen at the CSS for like 1,000 Atlas a day, right? You have to make sure you're actually earning more in your fleet rental system, more than $1,000 a day, because otherwise, if you put it at 800 or 900, you're actually just losing money by doing something less, right? Even though the fleet rent, even though mining hydrogen at CSS is like basically no effort at all, So that's what I'm so happy I've been able to identify here that they're doing. Look at this, the CSS mining per day. I'll give you an intro to the interface first. So it is a bit hard to see everything. So let me put this away. Let me take this away. Let's go to rentals. Okay. So these are all the rentals on the Oni market. There is a lot of them, okay? There's not that much, but there's a lot of them. There's 120 between all three factions. So let's see this one. This is called Hot Rent. It's actually stationed at Oni 1, all right? The rent per day is 222 Atlas. What's in there? 10 Fimble air bikes, 2 Unibombers, 8 Opal jets. It's got 2.5k food in there. And actually, so the price is 222 Atlas. But let's say if you took this fleet and you went to mine hydrogen at the CSS, you'd actually only be making 46 atlas a day. I hope you can all see that. Let me go right. Yeah, here. You can only see 46. You can only get 46 atlas a day, but you're actually making. But you're actually paying 222. So that is a very bad deal. You can see that it's 1/4 of what you are. You're only covering your expenses by 1/4. So that's a loss-making scheme. Okay. So obviously this is not a great thing to go and mine hydrogen at the CSS. Now there's nuance. Okay. This isn't located at the CSS. This is located at only one, which probably has food or biomass or something else like that. So you have to actually make sure the circumstances are correct. And then you have another thing here for scanning. This is going to make you 90 atlas a day, whereas you're still paying 222 atlas a day. So what are you actually going to be doing with this rented fleet? And is it actually going to be more than the price to actually rent it? Okay, that's where we're going to find out. Now look at this one. All of them at only one. It's got 300 atlas. What's only one? Let's go and see. Is that the CSS? Is that only one? Maybe it is. Maybe that is the CSS. Look at that. I didn't know there was. I thought they all had, because it starts with 2 here. Only one, I guess, and then only 2, and then 3. Now, let's go and see where it was. Now, you're actually going to be paying 3,000 atlas a day. Okay. It's got some food in there. It's got 100 crew. It's got, let's have a look, 2 Opods, 1 Hero, 1 Max Hog, Scud, a Rainbow Ohm, a Mamba X, a Lobi, a Greca Mitch, Jet. Oh my god, what a mix and match fleet. What the hell is this for? Why are we even doing this? You need to segregate these fleets out, my man. Like, why would anyone get this? It's just so messy. Like, it's got a freighting ship in there, as well as a mixed ship, and then like all of these, even extra small ships. Like, why? It makes no sense. So anyway, you're paying 3,000 atlas for this, but if you're mining hydrogen, you're only making 900 atlas a day. And if you're going to scan with it, you're making 1.9 atlas a day, 1.9k atlas a day. So is this really worth it? Okay. You can possibly, massage the numbers a little bit instead of scanning. I wonder how the calculation is actually done. If it's scanning if you have to subwarp from the CSS all the way to medium risk zone to then go and scan and come back. Yes, that's not very profitable. Maybe you're going to park this at the medium risk zone and then just scan while you're there. And then of course you're going to be making a lot more atlas. But that's all semantic. It's all the little details. That's where the opportunity comes in. That's where you, being a great player, are able to go and do these Excel spreadsheets and actually make a profit from some of these. So I want to see what's borrowed. Is there anything that's actually borrowed? Hey, yeah, some stuff has been borrowed. Oh, look at this. Look at all these fleets that are borrowed. My God. Some of them are good prices, really low prices. Of course, it won't stay up there long. Oh, look, there's the AFXS fleet. Some of them have been borrowed. I remember this. Oh, look, someone borrowed 1 Ogrica Jodoceres for 3.4k, and look at the cargo capacity, 300. My God, you can move so much. You can move so much with that. That's incredible. Look at all these fleets that people are doing. This is a burgeoning economy here. Okay. Now, what's interesting is that I don't think anything at the CSS is going to be making you money, because it is a loss item. Mining hydrogen at the CSS is just really low reward at the moment. You'll never find anything that'll be a higher mining at the CSS than the price you'll pay, because if there was, people would do it immediately. There would be no hesitation. It wouldn't be on the market for 10 minutes. People would just take it right away and just like for the day and then return it, because they know that they can just make the quickest profit, the quickest low risk profit with the minimal amount of effort. Now let's look at this. 145 Fimble air bikes for $400, 400 Atlas. And if you're mining at the CSS, it's 318. That's not bad. That's not bad at all, right? Now, I want something with the biggest cargo. Who's rented one with the biggest cargo? Oh no, cargo capacity, here we are. Whoa, 1.6 million in cargo. Wow. See, look at this. Look at this. Even though it's got the biggest cargo, it is a mining ship. It's got imp taps and imp tips, right? But if you're hiring this for cargo capacity, 1.6 million versus 1.2 million, that's 30k and that's 20k or 29k and 30k. That is a big difference. 10,000 atlas per day for an extra 0.4 million of 400k of cargo. No, that's not a good deal. Okay, obviously this is the better deal, but I would probably go with something like this. This seems like a better cargo deal. 2.5k atlas a day for 689 cargo. Oh my god, that is a good deal. Whoever got that is a great deal. Great deal. Look at that. Look at that. Even 2.5k a day, and look at that. Just mining hydrogen, they can be making 4,000 atlas, nearly twice, nearly double. So this is a great deal. Whoever got Rabbit's fleet at MRZ14, they're not mining hydrogen, but what's at MRZ14? What's 14? MRZ14, where's 14? This one. What are they mining? What's here? Luminite. They're mining Luminite. Oh, that is a great deal. Whoever got that, congratulations for the Rabbit's fleet. That is a great deal there. Amazing. Now let's see what else is there. Now, of course, there's a budget to things. Okay, you can not be able to afford something because of the high upfront cost. You have to make sure you can only do this for 2 or 3 days. For me, my current plan is I'm having to move a lot of cargo so that I can craft everything I need and keep going. So look at this. I would probably go and hire this one. This is a freighting fleet, right? African buffalo fleet. And the next thing I really want to say, for these fleets, we need to have a naming scheme, okay? We need to have tags on there. When people create that fleet, okay, I want to actually say this is supposed to be a freighting fleet. And then you can just search by freighting fleets. Or this is a mining fleet. You can just search by mining, okay? Or this is a purposely built scanning fleet. And then you tag it as scanner, okay? That way people know, because right now there's no way for me to filter any of these. I could borrow this for cargo, but it's actually supposed to be a mining fleet, right? I guess like that's where the opportunity comes in, if you know what I mean. That's where the opportunity is. So this, I would probably, hands down, I would borrow this so quick. I would rent this so quick. The African Buffalo fleet at MRZ20. It's got 1,000 atlas a day as a fee, but it's got cargo capacity of 386. Oh my god, that's as much as my current fleets are. It's got 4 PSR8s and 5 EOPs. I don't even need the EOPs, I just need the R8s. That, my friends, is amazing cargo capacity for that price. I would hands down purchase. I would not purchase that. I would rent that out so easily. So easily. Now, what else? I want to see who's paid the least. Look, just one scanner. Very good, I love that. Rare Opal Fleet Rental. Amazing. I love this. Groove and Fleet. Is that Groove's fleet? Life's a Peach. Oh wow, look at this. This seems like it's a good deal. Like it's got a whole bunch of ships in there, but you're only renting it for 100 a day. That's nothing. 100 atlas a day. That's nothing. How much is 100 atlas nowadays? I didn't even know. Like maybe $1. $1 a day. You can definitely make something with 12,000 atlas. And look, CSS mining. You're actually making more just mining hydrogen at the CSS. That's a good fleet. That was a good fleet there. So there's some opportunities to be had here. Now there are some tutorials out for you. Let's go and see the tutorial. There's 2 ones by Dominic, of course, taking the jobs right out from under us. So this is a how to loan out your spaceships, and then the next one is how to borrow spaceships from other players. So this is very good. He goes through, it's a bit quick, and he glosses over some things, like things expected knowledge, but it's still a great tutorial anyway. Now, I will probably do a tutorial later on down the road. So this is him talking you through how to do it as a general instruction. He does clip here and there because you can see here he's using one specific map here, okay, and then over here he goes to a different specific map. So Dominic, I wonder how long it actually took you to create this. You let me know, and you tell me how hard the content creation is. So that's the how to loan out your ships, and then the second one is how to borrow ships.
Welcome to a quick renting, you'll first need to head to play.staratlas.com and press the Fleet Rentals icon at the side navigation bar. Next, we'll head to fleets available to borrow.
If I was going to give one tip, this is 1 minute and 34 long. 1 minute 34. You only actually need to start giving the instruction at the 20-second mark. That's way too long for people to wait. Be like, we're going to be renting some ships. Go to this one and go to this. In the first 5 seconds, you need to be giving that value to people watching your video, because that's how it is, man. I've learned this just by being a small creator myself.
Finding, scanning, transporting, or whatever else. Number 2, does the fleet have fuel, ammo, and crew, or will you need to provide that yourself? If you're looking to rent a fleet and immediately use it without adding any personal resources or crew, make sure you're renting fleets built with them. Number 3, how much is the fleet you're renting going to cost you in Atlas per day?
That's different. 11 Atlas a minute. We don't do it in minutes. What's happened there? Maybe this is a test version. It was only supposed to be a, yeah, this is a test. Look at that. Duration, 24-minute max. It's supposed to be 24-hour max. Very interesting.
Rent a fleet for up to 24 days and cancel anytime.
Very interesting. Now, lastly, let's go to my plans. I told you I'm going to be a bit more transparent with what I'm doing in Star Atlas here. So right now, I am nearly done finishing all of my max hogs, okay? I had a mission to craft a full transport fleet of max hogs, because I think just ship crafting is going to get more and more expensive and more complex. And I really should have crafted more Mambas when they first came out, because they were so damn cheap to craft. I hope you remember. Now the recent one is actually a lot more expensive to craft. So I just want to get all of my crafting out of the way. I've created a 34 or 36 fleet, Calico Max Hog fleet. I only have about 5 left to craft, and I'm slowly bringing all my resources back to the CSS to go and craft it, because because that's where you can have to redeem it. So I'm crafting all the major components outside and then bringing them back in because of the weight difference. So it makes a little bit more economic sense. So yeah, I've got about 5 Fimble Max Hogs left to craft. And then the rest of the things, I'm actually still struggling crafting titanium. Look at this. I'm going to show you what I have on the titanium market. Look at my open orders. How much titanium is that? That's 100 million titanium on the market, and that's me. Now the problem is other people are definitely undercutting me. Look at this. I'm selling this at 0.0026. People are selling this for 0.0020. So, and they still have heaps their way ahead of me. So my titanium is not going to get sold at all. But if you want a big order, OTC order of titanium, 100 million titanium, let me know. I've got some titanium for you guys. Or I can just slowly trickle this into the market. Like I don't want to tank the market, of course. I don't want to list them all at 0.19 and then, market goes down and down and down and I just lose myself money. I can slowly try and, I can rent a ship, a freighting ship, and then go and freight it from the MRZ31 and then take it right to Only CSS and try and sell it there for a profit. Or craft the actual titanium ore into titanium, which is more profitable, by the way. Craft that and then try and sell that on the market. But still, it takes money to make money. That's the thing. It takes money to make money. So I got to try and rent some cargo fleets and then just try and, make more money. That's how it is. So my plan now is to still craft mine titanium, but I am looking for other opportunities, unfortunately. I'm still a miner and a small crafter. That's my 2 little things I do. I don't do faction infrastructure contracts. I don't do upgrading. I don't do any of the other stuff. I just don't have the time. Unfortunately, that's not my play style. So you can see here I've got my 5 fleets, my crafter that my transport fleet, my R8 and an Arc gifted to me. And now I've got 16 Calico Max Hogs there, and then I've got 29 here. So I'm going to create 1 Max Hog fleet, and then I'm going to try and rent that out and see how that goes. I'm so close. I've got 5 left. Now, you tell me, what else am I missing? What should I be doing? So titanium, maybe I should be mining Roshanol, okay? Or maybe I should be mining Luminite. Everyone needs Luminite. It really depends on the supply of the items, because we're getting hints that the map is actually going to be broadened out a little bit more now. So that'll be very interesting. Anyway, I feel like I've talked enough now, so I'm going to leave you. I'm going to look for some really great deals on the market and try and rent some stuff out. So with that being said, I'm going to leave you and love you. As always, my friends, I'll keep you up to date with Star Atlas. Thanks for joining me. As always, ciao for now.